Hello, Steve here from Colesoney Butchers, and welcome to my kitchen. It's request time again. So today we're going to do lamb shanks. Now lamb shanks is basically the bottom end of the rear leg of lamb. There's two of them, one on each leg. And for this you will need some lamb shanks. There is a lamb shank, and these ones are coated with our garden mint seasoning. So what I'm going to do, the lamb shanks are a slow cook. So what I'm going to do is put them in my slow cooker. So there's one. I'll lay it down. There's two. Now in with the in the slow cooker, I've got some lamb bones which I got from the shop, which are free. And to this I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika, some all-purpose seasoning, bit of oregano. You can add whatever you like, but I found for my family this works. A little bit of vegetable stock. I'm afraid I didn't have time to make any stock this week, so I've got some of the shop's one. About a quarter of a glass of white wine, and then about a cupful of water. And all I'm going to do now is put that on high for about 5 hours in the slow cooker, and then we can finish it off after that. Right, so that's that done. Now I appreciate but not everyone's got a slow cooker, so we're going to do one in the oven when I get another glove. So in this I've got a lamb bone, some vegetable trimmings that I've trimmed off for something else, and now I'm going to add the lamb shank. Now I'm going to cover this. No, I'm not. Again, I'm going to add a little bit of white wine. A little bit of water. And a little bit of veg stock. Again, I'm going to add the same seasonings I did with the other one. Bit of all-purpose. Bit of smoked paprika, bit of oregano. I'm going to add a bit of pepper to mine because I like pepper. And some salt. Now I'll cover this with a sheet of greaseproof paper. Then a bit of tin foil, make the greaseproof paper a bit smaller. Should have done this beforehand. This is just to form a barrier between the meat and the tin foil. So it's going to be in the oven for 3 hours. So, and I don't want the meat mixing with the tin foil, so just put a barrier. That's that. Right, so that's mine ready. However, in my household, nothing is simple. So I've done two in the slow cooker for my daughter and my granddaughter. They won't eat meat on the bone. We'll go into that a bit later. This one's mine. My wife, not that she's fussy, doesn't like the mint seasoning. So there is a lamb shank without any mint seasoning. So what I'm going to do with this one is turn it into a Kleftiko. So, what I do with the Kleftiko is I put all the vegetables and the potatoes and the meat all in one. It all cooks together and you just basically eat it in the parcel. Lovely. So, get the potato, cut it in half, pop it on the plate. There's some a shallot there. Put it in the pan first, so I can get the parcel going. Right, then we'll put the carrots and the swede. My wife doesn't like carrots and swede when they're cooked by themselves, but if you mash them together, then she loves them. Strange woman. And there's also a clove of garlic there, which I'll sprinkle on the top. A couple of tomatoes. Now we'll place the lamb shank on. Same seasonings, but without the meat. Bit of oregano, bit of smoked paprika, bit of all-purpose seasoning, and again some vegetable stock, and some white wine. Too much? Hey ho. Oh, that's nice. Now, got to seal this up. So to seal it, what I use is some crossed tinfoil. Pick up the lovely parcel carefully, because remember there's a load of liquid in there. Pop it on there, and now we seal it up. Okay, so that's sealed. Right, so there's the Kleftiko. There's the lamb shank in the mince. These two I'm going to do in the oven, right down the bottom of the oven on the bottom shelf at 160, which is gas mark 4.5, for about 3 hours. All right, and then I'll crisp them up after that. So with this one, he's going in the slow cooker for 5 hours on high, and I'll see you then. We're back. All right, it's been the allotted time, and 3 hours for the oven ones, 5 hours for the slow roast. We'll deal with the slow roast first. And there we have them. As you can see, this lamb is just falling apart. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to strip it off the bone, because these are for the children. When I say children, one of them's nearly 30, but still my child. Strip them off the bone, because neither my child nor my grandchild will eat meat on the bone. So I have to strip this off, pull it as you would a pulled pork. Then I'm going to reduce the sauce down and add the stripped meat back into the sauce. You could, if you wished, pop these on a baking tray and pop them in the oven for about 45 minutes to crisp them up. Now, so this is stuff you can do beforehand if you're planning to do stuff later in the day or later in the week. This you can get done beforehand and just reheat it. So that's that dealt with. Now we come to the lamb shank in the mint sauce. Again, there you see it, 3 hours in the oven, the meat beautifully soft. This I am going to put on a roasting tray, and I will pop it into a hot oven for about 45 minutes to allow that skin to crisp up. So that's that one. This sauce, what's left in here, I'm going to strain off and use that for my jus. Sorry, gravy. Oh, that's nice. Okay, the Kleftiko. Here is the Kleftiko. Let's open it up and see what we've got. Again, the meat, nice and soft, pulling apart nice and easy. With this, again, what I'm going to do is pop it in the oven for about 45 minutes to crisp the skin up. And then I'm going to serve it back in this, because all the veg is lovely and cooked. Oh, that juice there, doesn't need a gravy, it's got plenty of juice. What I will do with this is pop this in a bowl, use the greaseproof to seal it back up again, and I'll reheat this in the microwave, obviously without the tin foil. This means that for this meal you can, I say, plan ahead, so the joints can be, bulk of the cooking can be done beforehand, and then just reheat it and finish up. So I'll come back to you to service after I've done the bits and pieces I'm going to serve this with, and then crisp these two up in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, strip these two off the bone, add them to the reduced sauce, and I'll come back to you then. Well, we're back and everything's ready. Let's start off with the children first. Two plates for the children. Let's move this. And here is the two shanks that I cooked in the slow cooker with the meat, and I shredded them off the bone. Put all the shredded meat back into the sauce, reduce the sauce, and that's what you're left with. That tastes, it smells so good. But actually there was a little bit more than that, but I couldn't help myself, I had to munch on a bit. So, what are we going to serve with that? Well, let's start with the smallest first. She doesn't like pita bread, so I'm doing hers in a burger. I don't know where she gets her fussiness from. Well, I do know where she gets her fussiness from. It's from her mother. So we're going to put a good spoonful of the lamb on there. Move that out of the way. Now my daughter, she does like pita bread, so hopefully this isn't overdone, because there was a slight hold up. Normally I would serve this with a pickled cabbage, but my daughter doesn't like pickled cabbage. Now you know where our granddaughter gets her fussiness from, her mother. So I'm going to, instead of pickled cabbage, I'm going to pop inside this some onion, which she does like. So we'll put some onion in the bottom of the pita bread, and then we'll put the lamb on top. There is a bit of the lamb left. I may have to eat that myself. Right, so what do we serve with those? Well, really there can only be one thing, and that is chips. But not your French fried chips, proper chips, homemade chips. Since the last time I used a deep fat, or didn't use a deep fat fryer, I invested in one. My wife still complains, but I promised her I'll keep it in the little shed outside, so it doesn't stink the kitchen out too much. Right, so there's the children sorted. Now it's time for me. Because I'm saving the best to last. My wife is so lucky because she has the best. Right, whilst I'm doing this, don't forget, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. If you don't like this video, I prefer it if you didn't click the thumbs down, but if you feel the need, then do it. But if you hit the subscribe button, it won't cost you anything, I promise you. It then gives you the option to hit the notification bell. Then, every time I upload a video, you will get a little ping on your phone to say I have done so. Right, there I've got a little bed of sweated red onion. Onto that I'm going to add some braised chicory. And to that I'm going to add some plain boiled Cypress potatoes. These are from the newly opened organic vegetable shop in the village. And to that I'm going to add the lamb. So with a nice bit of gravy. Now comes the best bit. Her indoors. Who won't eat this, won't eat that, won't eat the other, and she's ended up with the best bit. There is the Kleftiko vegetables, which I reheat in the microwave. Just going to roll back the greaseproof paper. And onto that we're going to put the lamb with a lovely crispy skin. And there you have it. Lamb shank cooked two different ways, in the oven and in the slow cooker, with you've got three options there. It is quite a versatile dish. Enjoy.